Hi there. Today's class is going to be about a 60-minute flow, but it's going to be focused on the basics of a Vinyasa Flow class. So if you are brand new to Vinyasa, this is a perfect place for you to be. If you've been doing it for a little while and just kind of want to brush up on your skills a little bit, this is also a great place for you. But welcome to everyone. Welcome to those of you who are first-time beginners. It's also great if you're not quite comfortable going into a studio at this point. You have the leisure of doing it from your home. So I'm glad you're here. We're going to start off just in what's called easy pose, which is really just sitting crisscross applesauce. So I'm going to go over to my mat and start. And if you have a prop like a block or some sort of solid supportive book or something that you want to sit on, you could always sit on it. It's nice to have the hips elevated just a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do. If you don't, it's perfectly fine as well. Take your hands to your thighs or to the tops of your knees. And just kind of press your palms right there. Feel yourself grounded just through that connection. Close your eyes and relax your shoulders. Our Vinyasa practice is, well, the word Vinyasa comes from the word and the meaning of flow with breath, movement with breath. It's that linking of the two. And it's how the breath really does fuel the move, the pose, the shape that you're in. And that might mean transitioning from one pose to another, or it might mean holding a pose. And it's that amazing power of your breath that allows all of that to happen. So let's just start by connecting with the breath. Just sitting here in an easy position, just notice your breath. Notice as it enters in through your nostrils and where it goes from there, down your throat into your chest. Maybe it goes even a little bit deeper for you. And as you exhale, make that same observation. So just take a few rounds of breath here, just observe it. Don't even feel like you need to change anything. If your lips are not pressed together, go ahead and press them together and keep your breath moving, but just in and out through the nose. Allow the air to enter and exit from the nostrils and to go all the way into the back of your throat, into your chest, and even deeper down into your belly. And it will exhale the reverse of the way that it came in, from your belly, through your chest, through the back of your throat, and out your nostrils. As that breath travels, you might start to hear almost like this ocean sound, or some call it Darth Vader sound. That's your Ujjayi breathing. You feel this constriction in the back of your throat. Soften your face, soften your shoulders. Draw your belly button into your spine and start to straighten out your spine a little bit more so you're sitting taller. And notice just by sitting taller how much easier it is now to breathe. That space that you have created gives you a sense of ease with your breath. And gently start to flutter your eyes open. Keep your breath going though, just as it was. Your right hand down to your side so that your fingertips are either grazing the floor or maybe your right palm comes all the way down. Reach your left arm up and take your arm overhead. Stretch your side body. Take a breath in and a breath out. As you inhale, reach those fingertips away from your left hip, but keep pressing your left hip down. Move back into the center as you inhale. And as you exhale, drop your left hand down, reach your right arm overhead. Breathe in, reach over to the side. Breathe out, relax your right shoulder away from your ear. And your right hip down, away from your fingers. Back to the center. Very nice. Remove that block from underneath you. We're going to go into child's pose. For child's pose, first come to your knees, then bring your big toes together. Sit your hips back towards your heels. Walk your arms forward as you bring your forehead down to the floor. Your child's pose can be with your knees real wide, like as wide as your mat, or you might want them more narrow, wherever you feel comfortable. And if you want to take your arms out a little bit wider, maybe even bend your elbows so that you can give yourself some space in your shoulders or your neck, then please do that. Breathe in through your nose, and breathe out through your nose. Here in child's pose, you might be able to become a little more aware of that ujjayi breathing, hear it more with your face and your chest closer to your mat. You can feel it, you can hear it. You can allow it to integrate into your practice. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, soften into your hips a little bit more. If you feel any need to move a bit, then go ahead and add a little bit of movement to your upper body, maybe to your lower body. And on your next inhale, come all the way up to what we call tabletop or all fours. You're on your hands and your knees. Your shoulders are right above your wrists, and your hips are right above your knees. So you've got 90-degree bends in both of your knees. Tops of your feet are pressing down. You've got a neutral spine, so rather than tucking or rounding, your belly button is drawn in, so your spine is long. If I came over and put my water bottle, it could sit right on your back without falling. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, draw your belly button in even closer to your spine. Keep your lips pressed together though. Keep practicing your ujjayi breathing here, just in your tabletop. Now we're going to move with our breath. As we inhale, drop your belly towards the floor. Lift your chin slightly, but press your heart and chest forward for cow pose. And as you exhale, tuck your chin, round your spine, send your spine up towards the ceiling for cat pose. Inhale, come into cow pose, drop your belly. Exhale, round your back, chin to chest. Do a few more of those and just let your breath lead you. And after your next exhale, then take an inhale to come back to all fours, back to your tabletop. From your tabletop, reach your right arm forward with your thumb pointing up. Just feel yourself. Your balance is off a little bit perhaps here. You have to engage your core because you now have one limb lifted. but you should still feel pretty strong here. Keeping that right arm forward with your thumb pointing up, extend your left leg long behind you. So your left knee is straight, your left toes are pointing down, and you're pressing through your left heel. Now feel maybe a little shakiness might occur, and that's your cue to really draw that belly button into your spine. Take a breath in, and then exhale out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more. Come back down to all fours. Let's switch to the other side. Just the left arm reaches forward first, thumb pointing up. Fingertip reach. Engagement through the whole middle body. And now press your right leg back behind you. Press through your right heel. Big breath in. Stay here, exhale. Your neck is long, so if you find yourself looking back at your knee or toes or foot, bring your eyes forward a bit towards the front of your mat. Come back down to tabletop. Reset yourself in tabletop. Now tuck your toes under. See how mine are here? So the tops of my feet are not pressing into the floor. My toes are tucked under. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, straighten your knees for downward facing dog. You might need to walk your feet back a little bit so that your hips are lifted high. Your feet are about hip width distance. And your arms are about shoulder width distance apart. So you're pressing into both of your hands, but the majority of your weight is centered on that space on your hands, that L-shaped area between your thumb and your index finger. And then also into your palm. So not a lot of weight into your pinky or even the ring fingers. If you find that your elbows are flaring out, draw them in towards each other. And as you do that, feel an opening in your back. Drop your head slightly. Let your biceps be right by your ears and press your heels back. They do not have to be pressing into the floor. That's okay if they're not. And this is your down dog. Pedal your knees out here. A lot of times we need to move when we get to our down dog. So go ahead and do that. One knee at a time. Maybe you like to do both knees at the same time. And just kind of start to move, just whatever just feels natural. Find some organic movements. And then move back into stillness. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your nose. Walk your feet up to your hands. This is called rag doll here. If you fold at the top of our mat. With your right hand, bend your left elbow and grab your left elbow. And then bend your right elbow and grab it with your left hand. Opposite hand to opposite elbow. Making this frame for your face as you drop your head close to your knees. Feel free to bend your knees as much as you need to here. Bring your elbows forward a little bit. Feel your feet here. You might even want to rock a little bit forward and back, side to side, just to feel your feet from front to back, side to side. Sometimes we find ourselves up on our toes more or into our heels. Try to distribute your weight evenly. Now release your hands to the floor, bring them back behind you, clasp your fingers at your low back, and take a shoulder rinse as you lift your arms away from your low back. Try and keep the interlacing of your fingers though. Keep your arms the way they are, but just bring your knuckles over to the right as you lift over to the left. You might notice that as you're in this fold a little longer, you're able to straighten your knees slightly. And then switch, take your knuckles to the left, eyes to the right. Come back to the center, drop your arms to the floor. Walk your hands up to your shins, so pressing your palms into your shins. A little bit of a bend in your knees, not much, just a little bit. As you do this, press your hips back towards the back of your mat, flatten out your spine. Your neck is long, so you're not craning your neck forward, but your neck is definitely long. Your eyes are towards the floor. This is your halfway lift. You're going to do this a lot in practice. So this is halfway lift, and then forward fold. Let's add the breath here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. This time, release your hands from your feet and then rise all the way up. Sweep your arms up towards the ceiling. Reach them up, straighten your legs for mountain pose. Let your eyes look straight forward in front of you. So if your chin is pointing out or protracting forward, bring it back in. Reach your arms straight up, drop your shoulders down. This is mountain pose. Feel your feet really rooted into the floor, like your feet are glued to your yoga mat. This is mountain or Tadasana. Engage through your legs. Squeeze your quads so that your kneecaps kind of lift up and you feel strength in your whole lower half. Draw your belly button into your spine. Breathe in, breathe out. Take another breath in. Forward fold, breathe out. Press your palms into the floor, step your right foot back and your left foot back for a high plank. Very slowly lower your belly all the way down to your mat, but keep your elbows bent by your side, palms facing down. You might notice that your elbows are kind of flaring out. Bring them in really close. Squeeze your rib cage with your elbows. Press the tops of your feet into your mat. Keep your thighs pressing into the floor. We're going to go into baby cobra pose. As you inhale, keep your palms pressing down. Lift just your upper body. And as you exhale, lower back down. Inhale, lift your upper body. Heart and chest are lifting and opening. Exhale, come down. One more time. Lift your upper body. Use your middle back, those strong muscles in your upper to middle back. And then come all the way down. Tuck your toes under this time so that the tops of your feet are off of the mat. Push your feet or your palms into the floor. High plank. Inhale. Down dog. Exhale. All right, so we're going to move through some sun salutations, but in order to do that, we need to talk about chaturanga. So come down to your knees for right now, and let me just demonstrate what a chaturanga is. A chaturanga, we usually start up in a high plank with knees off the floor, and for our chaturanga, it's really a mid or low plank. Bending the elbows at 90 degrees, like so. So if your chest, though, is coming down like this, I want you to try and lift it off the mat. If that's not happening for you, come down to your knees. You can take your toes up off the floor, too, if you want. But this is your chaturanga. You've got engagement through your entire upper arm, and your elbows are glued to your side, very similar to how they were in the baby cobra pose. All right, so press back to a child's pose for just a moment, just to stretch a bit and lengthen out the upper body. Now come into a high plank. Strong core here. Take a breath in. Bend your elbows at 90 degrees as you shift forward. This is chaturanga. Very good. Now straighten out your elbows. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. Thighs press down. Upward facing dog. Take a breath in. Downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under to lift your hips up high. All right, we're going to go through that a few more times because we do this a lot in our vinyasa practice. As you inhale, come forward to a high plank. As you exhale, lower to chaturanga. So shift forward, bend your elbows. Inhale, up dog, tuck your toes so your feet are pressing down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come back to child's pose. This time, bring your arms behind you, grab your feet. Relax your shoulders. Take a breath in and a breath out. Another breath in and another breath out. Come back to your high plank. Press back to down dog. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Squeeze your ribcage with your elbows. Upward facing dog. Top to the feet, press down. Thighs lift up. Heart and chest lift up. Downward facing dog. Hips go high. Very nice. Bend your knees. Pedal them out. Lift your right leg up. Step it forward. Now step your left foot forward. Fold at the top of your mat. We're going to move into our sun salutation A's now. Rise up, mountain pose. Inhale your arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Palms can press into your shins or the floor. Exhale, high plank. Breathe in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward dog, hips go high. Very nice. Lift your left leg up. Step it forward. Now step your right foot forward. Fold at the top of your mat. Rise up to stand, mountain pose. Inhale as you come up. Forward fold, empty out. Halfway lift, breathe in. High plank, breathe out. Take a breath. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing. Breathe in. Breathe out. This time, as you inhale, come up high on your toes. And then as you exhale, press back into your heels. Do that again. Lift up high on your toes. Exhale, press back into your heels. One more time. Lift up high. Now bend your knees, exhale, look forward and either hop to the top or step all the way up. Fold at the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Let's do one more sun A. Rise up, inhale, mountain pose. Forward fold, empty out. Halfway lift, breathe in. High plank, breathe out. Fill up. Chaturanga, empty out. Upward dog. Downward facing. Good job. All right, bend your knees a couple times. Now center your left foot at the back of your mat. Lift your right leg up high. Knee is straight for right now. Now bend your right knee and open up your right hip as if you're stacking your right hip on top of your left hip. You're rolling that right hip out, open towards the right side of your space, and circle your right ankle around. Keep your weight still in your palms and the thumbs and index fingers of both of your hands. And try and keep your right shoulder closed off, even though that right hip is open. Now close off your right hip, straighten your right leg, lift that right leg up high. Step the right foot forward in between your hands. This is a low lunge. The left leg is nice and long and strong. into an easy twist. So right arm goes up. This is your easy twist. Look up at your right hand as you stack your right shoulder on top of your left. Take a breath in and a breath out. Another breath in. Downward dog. Bring your right hand down. Just step your right foot back. Now center your right foot on your mat. Lift your left leg up high, nice and straight to start. Press your right heel back. Now bend your left knee, open up your left hip. If you want to circle that ankle around, you can. Keep the left shoulder closed. Breathe in and breathe out. Close off the left hip, lift the left leg high. Step forward, low lunge. Stepping that foot in between your hands. Right leg is strong and long this time. Left arm up, easy twist. Take a look up at your left hand as you stack that left shoulder on top of your right. Breathe in through your nose. Bring that left arm down. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Very, very nice. Take a breath in and a breath out. Lift your right leg up high. Step it forward, low lunge. We're going to move into warrior one right now. So keep your right foot where it is with that right knee bent. And we're going to rotate the back foot. So your entire back foot rotates so the foot is pressing down, but your left toes are facing about 8 o'clock, if you imagine a clock there. Toes are at about 7, 8 o'clock. And right toes are facing forward. Draw your belly button in, rise up for warrior one. Your arms are going to reach up high. Your front knee is bent at 90. And you're pressing into not only your front foot, but your back foot too. Shoulders are facing forward as much as you can get them. Arms reach up. Spin your pinkies towards each other. Take a breath in. Bring your hands to the floor as you exhale. Step back to a high plank. Breathe in. Chaturanga. Breathe out. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Good job. Breathe in and out. Let's do the same thing on the left side. Left foot forward, low lunge. Set up for warrior one. Rotate your back foot. This time your toes are facing about 4 or 5 o'clock. Press into both of your feet. Reach your arms up for warrior one. Press into the back foot just as much as you're using that front foot. Keep your front knee as close to 90 degrees as you can and draw your right shoulder forward. Take a breath in. Hands to the floor, breathe out. Inhale, step back to high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing. Let's do that again. Right foot forward, low lunge. Warrior one, rotate your back foot, reach your arms up. Take a big inhale. Stay here for your exhale. Neck is long. High plank, hands to the floor. Breathe in. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing. Left foot, low lunge. Warrior one, rotate your back foot, press into both, arms up. Exhale, sink into that left thigh a little bit deeper. Take a breath. Hands to the floor, exhale. Step back to high plank, chaturanga. Upward dog, downward facing. Breathe in and out. One more time through on each side. Inhale, right foot forward, go right to warrior one. Up you go. Chaturanga, down you go. So moving with your breath, even when we move faster, back to downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Warrior one. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, high plank. Breathe in. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Take a breath. Let it go. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time in. All the way out. Look forward to the top of your mat and step or hop all the way up. Halfway lift, breathe. Fold. Mountain pose. Bring your hands to your heart center. From here, we're going to go into chair pose. So your feet are planted real firm. You're going to bend into your knees as deep as you can without going beyond like 90 degrees. But send your hips back. Core is engaged. Now press your arms forward. Elbows are long. Pinkies are spinning in towards each other. Your eyes look forward. This is your chair pose. It's also called Utkatasana. Breathe in. Squeeze your inner thighs. Now get really light in your toes. They might even lift. You want more of your weight in your heels whenever you're in a chair pose. Take a breath in. Forward fold, empty out. Halfway lift. And fold. Lift your left leg up high. This is called standing split. When one leg is up, both hands are down. Step back to warrior one. Inhale, come up. Moving into warrior two, you're going to open up your arms. And your chest now is opening up towards the left side. Your eyes are looking over that front arm. I like to find a spot like right around where around my right middle finger, like the fingernail, somewhere around there. Your right knee, your front knee is still bent at 90. You're using your back foot just as much as that front foot. This is warrior two. Drop your shoulders down. Flip your front palm. Your back palm stays as is. Keep your knee bent. Reach that right arm up. Extend the left arm either down your left leg or back behind you. Reach your right arm back, back, back. Keep leaning in or bending into your front knee. This is your reverse warrior. Take a breath in. High plank. Breathe out. Another breath in. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing. Very nice. Come up to your toes. Bend into your knees. Hop or step to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Mountain pose. Chair pose. Sit into your heels. Exhale out. Another breath in. Forward fold, empty out. Good. This time, standing split with your right leg up high. Drop your head. And step your right foot back. Warrior one. Left leg is forward. Arms reach up. Breathe in. Warrior two. Open up your arms. So this time your front body is opening towards the right side of your neck. Find your spot on that left hand to focus on. And then flip your front palm. Reverse your warrior. Breathe in as you reach back. Keep bending into that front knee. Take another breath in. High plank as you exhale. Fill up. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing. Breath in. Breath out. Right foot forward. Warrior one. Inhale up. Warrior two. Exhale. Reverse your warrior. Breathe in. Chaturanga. We're going right to chaturanga as we breathe out. That's your mid plank. Upward dog. Inhale. Downward dog. Exhale. Left foot forward, warrior one. Inhale to come up. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse your warrior, breathe in. Chaturanga, so like you're almost cartwheeling your arms or windmilling your arms to the floor. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Come up to your toes, bend into your knees, hop or step to your hands. Halfway lift, forward fold. Rise up, mountain pose. Chair pose. So these now are sun Bs. So we're going to go through a sun B again. So reach your arms away from your hips and your hips back. Sit into your heels. Here in your chair, breath in, forward fold, breath out. Step your left foot back. Warrior one, warrior two. Reverse your warrior, breathe in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Upward dog, downward facing. Lift up to your toes. Bend into your knees. Hop or step to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up, mountain pose. Chair. Breathe in. Fold. Breathe out. Lift your right leg up high. Step back, warrior one. Inhale to come up. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse your warrior, breathe in. Chaturanga, all the way out. Upward dog, downward facing. Very, very nice. Lift your right leg up. Low lunge. Hold it here. Now come to your fingertips. Draw your belly into your spine. So notice your back foot. Make sure that you're on the ball mounds of your back toes. When we're in a low lunge, that's different than warrior, right? So your left heel is really high, as if you have a high heel on that back foot. Reach your arms up. This is crescent or high lunge. Take a breath. Relax your shoulders. Another breath in. Warrior two, open up. So now that back foot presses into the floor. Reverse your warrior, breathe in. Back to warrior two, breathe out. Reverse your warrior, breathe in. Try and keep the front knee bent. Warrior two, breathe out. One more time, let's flow through that. Inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Set up your legs again so that they're nice and solid. And bring your right hand down to the inside of your right foot. If you have a block, it's a nice place to use right here in this pose. So the block can be on the inside of the right foot. Your right hand can come to it. This is extended side angle. If you don't have a block, you can take your hand to your front ankle. You can bend your right elbow and put it right there at your right knee, but your left arm is lifted. Notice if your right knee is kind of falling in. I want you to use your arm and your right inner thigh muscles to open up. Think about pressing into the outer edge of your front foot. This is extended side angle. Feel your shoulders stacking. Reverse your warrior, breathe in. Chaturanga, exhale out. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, warrior one. Exhale to warrior two. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Back to warrior two. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. One more time, reverse. Warrior two. Extended side angle. This time the left hand comes down, to the floor, to a block, or knee and elbow connect. Keeping that front knee at about 90. Press into your back heel a little bit more, your right heel. Your whole body is really engaged here. I like to look up at my top hand when I'm in extended side angle. If that's not comfortable for you, though, you can look down or anywhere really in between. Reverse your warrior, drop that right arm back, left arm up. Chaturanga, cartwheel your heels to the floor. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Another breath in and a breath out. All right, lift your left leg up high. Step forward, low lunge. Breathe in and breathe out. Rise up, crescent lunge. So remember, keep the back heel high. Fill up. Warrior two, open up. Reverse your warrior inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse. Warrior two. Reverse. Warrior two. Extended side angle. And this time we're going to add what we call a bind. So you're going to drop your right arm back behind you. So bending that right elbow, roll the right shoulder back. This is just a nice way to open up your upper body. Pressing your right hand into either your low back or somewhere by your left hip. Breathing easy into your front body. Straighten out that right elbow, reach it back up. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, warrior one. Back foot is all the way down. Warrior two, open up. Reverse your warrior. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Warrior two. One more reverse. Warrior two. Extended side angle. Right hand down. Left arm up. Find your bind. This time, bend the left elbow, roll the upper body open. Feel your breath as it enters in through your nose, to the back of your throat, into your chest, your belly, and then exits in the reverse direction. Straighten out your left arm all the way up. Reverse your warrior. Big breath in. Chaturanga. Big breath out. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Pedal it out. And then bring your knees down to the mat, back to that tabletop. Step your right foot forward. Keep your left knee down though. And reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Actually, we're going to add a little bit of a bind here. So interlace your fingers behind you. Press into your right foot. The back toes, it's up to you. You can either tuck them under like mine are, or top of the foot can be down. And then shift forward so that you're feeling a left hip flexor stretch. Release your arms or reach them up towards the ceiling. And then bring your hands to the floor, maybe just your fingertips. Straighten out that right knee. Send your hips back towards your left heel and fold over your right leg. This is a half split. Press back into your right foot, coming into a full standing split. So press into the right foot, lift your left leg up. Close off your left heel. See if you can challenge your balance a bit by taking your hands to your right ankle or shin or somewhere on that leg. It could be just your fingertips or a few of them. Very nice. Come back to a low lunge this time and bring your left knee down. Slide your right knee back to tabletop. Let's switch to the other side. Left foot comes forward. Lift your heart and chest, clasp your fingers at your low back. Send your heart and chest forward and send your hips forward. Release your fingers. This time, bend your elbows to 90 degrees. Spread your fingers apart, palms are facing forward, and draw your shoulder blades together. Open up that front body. Hands to the floor, straighten out the front knee, press your hips back towards the right heel. Straighten out, or bend back into that front knee, press your left foot down, tuck your back toes under, standing split, keep the right hip closed. Challenge your balance in any way that feels good right now, that tests you a little bit. And bring your hands back to the floor, right foot back down for a low lunge. Bring your right knee down, tabletop. Let's take a couple cows and cats here. Inhale for cow, exhale for cat. Inhale for cow, exhale for cat. Cow pose, downward dog. In this down dog, I want you to start to walk your feet forward and your hands back towards your feet. So your hands and feet kind of meet at the middle of the mat and then come all the way up to stand. We're going to take eagle pose here for our balancing pose. So take both of your arms forward. Rotate your palms so that they're facing up. Bend your elbows at 90 degrees and then bring your right elbow underneath your left elbow. Then you're going to rotate your palms so that they're facing each other. And here are your eagle arms. Lift your elbows up just a smidge higher so that they're at about shoulder height. That's your eagle arms. Then you're going to wrap your right thigh around your left thigh and bend into your left knee. See if you can bring your elbows up just a little bit higher. See if you can squeeze your thighs together a little bit more. And rather than leaning forward or leaning back, let your spine be really tall. If your right toes don't want to come off the floor, that's fine. If you're real shaky, then just bring your right big toe down to the mat, like a little kickstand. That's totally fine. Release your arms, release your legs, reach your arms up. And let's switch to the other side. So take that left elbow under the right. Palms face each other. Elbows lift up towards the shoulder height. Hands away from your face. Plant your right foot down and wrap your left leg around. Remember, big toe can be like a kickstand, or your leg can be much higher. Wrap everything around the middle though. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your nose. Stay here for a couple more rounds of breath. On your next inhale, unwind everything, reach up. Hands to heart center, exhale. Tree pose. So we will lift the right leg for tree. Left leg stays nice and long. So bend your right knee. I'll face you this way. Bend your right knee, open up your right hip. Bring your hands to your heart center. Bring your hips in as close to the midline as possible. Now your leg doesn't have to be this high. It can be down here, again, like a kickstand. It can be somewhere in the middle. Try not to press it in too much into your knee. I mean, it's not going to cause a lot of damage, but it might be a little uncomfortable. So find a place where you can stay. And then find a place where you can play a little too. So reach your arms up like branches. There's lots of places where you can go. So just find somewhere that feels good for you. Breath in through your nose and release your right foot down. Circle that left ankle around a little bit. And switch to the other side. Left foot comes up, right leg is straight. Open your left hip nice and wide. So with your legs, you're pressing your foot, that left foot, into your right leg just as much as you're pressing the right leg into your foot. So feel that difference when you actually have both forces. And take your arms somewhere else. Take one more breath in. Foot to the floor, breathe out. Take your feet nice and wide. Toes point in. So if you're not on the wide side of your mat, make sure you get there. Take your feet nice and wide. Bring your hands to your waist and start to fold forward. This is Prasarita, or wide, forward fold. Drop your head. Hands to the floor. Very nice. Walk your hands toward the front of the mat. Rotate your right foot so you're in a low lunge. Then walk that right foot over towards your left hand. You're going to bring your right shin down so that it's somewhat parallel to the front of your mat, and your left leg is long behind you. This is half pigeon. You start off up tall, and then you're going to bring your forehead down towards the floor for a nice outer hip stretch. Push your palms into the floor, lift your upper body. Tuck your left toes under so that you can lift your left knee on the back leg and come into a downward dog. Slide the right leg back. Lift your left leg up. Now bring that left shin forward towards the front of the mat. Take a breath in. Half pigeon as you bring your forehead and your chest towards the mat. Your right leg is nice and long. Press your palms into the floor, lift your body up. And just kind of lean onto your left hip so that you can bring your right leg all the way around. Straighten both of your legs out in front of you. Flex your toes. Breathe in as you reach your arms up. Breathe out as you fold forward. Finding as much length as you can in your spine. Letting that be more of a priority than getting a deep fold. Rise all the way back up to sit, and then very slowly come down to the floor. You'll draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Drop your knees over to the left. Open out your arms like a T with your palms facing up. If it feels okay, then look over towards your right hand. You can keep your left arm where it is, or you can take your left hand to the top of that right leg and just apply a little gentle pressure. This is a supine twist. Come back into the center. Bring the knees in nice and tight. Take your knees out to the right. Tee out your arms. Supine twist to the right. Eyes look to the left. Our entire practice has really been a preparation for our final pose, which is called corpse pose or shavasana. And so what we just spent the last 55 or so minutes practicing is a moving meditation. And now it's time to move into total stillness. So bring your knees back into your chest, come back through the center, hug them in nice and tight. Hold on to your left leg, but just release your right leg down, probably towards the outside, or like toward the edge of your mat. And then do the same with your left leg. So your legs are somewhat wide. Your arms are down by your side. Traditionally, we have the palms facing up so that the upper body can be open, heart and chest lifted. We're in this very receptive pose. You're going to relax your toes and your feet and your ankles and your legs. There's nothing to do, nothing to activate. Your entire body is in a state of surrender. Your belly is soft, your hips are relaxed. Your chest, your heart, your shoulders. Everything is in a state of relaxation. Don't worry about your breath. If your mouth is open, that's fine. Just relax your face as much as you can. In your cheeks, in your jaw, and in your eyes. And we'll spend the next few minutes in silence and deep relaxation. And when it's time, you'll hear my voice again, and I'll bring you out of your shavasana. Start to bring your awareness back to your breath. The journey that it takes to enter your body and to exit. And very slowly start to invite small movements into your body. Maybe wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your wrists and your ankles. Let those movements get a little bit bigger, more purposeful, to wake you up. And one at a time, draw your knees into your chest for another one of those hugs. And roll over to your left side body. Just lay here in this fetal position. Feeling the support of the earth beneath you. Using your strong arms, press yourself up to the seat. Ending our practice where we started in that easy pose, easy seat, crisscross applesauce. Your eyes are closed. Your hands are at heart center. Each finger is pressing into the other hand's finger. And you tuck your chin just slightly. Maybe even rest your chin on the very tips of your middle fingers. Take a breath in through your nose. This time an open mouth exhale. Do that one more time. Breathe in. Open mouth, breathe out. Draw your thumb knuckles up to that space between your eyebrows. This is your third eye center. Press into that space. Feel that connection. The divine light and power in me sees and honors the divine light and power in you. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. And as we bow forward, we bid each other namaste. All right, thank you so much for sharing this intro to Vinyasa Flow with me, and feel free to play it another time, or feel free to move on to one of the other practices that I have, or you can always Google or search on Vinyasa Flow to find lots of different fun variations. So have a great day. Thank you very much.